Take me back to Liberia, where the drums still play my song. Take me back to my homeland. It's the place where I belong.
LIB Fture TV, giving voice to progressive Liberians, speaking about politics, entertainment, and local news.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jeff. Thank you so much. Welcome, everybody. Good evening to Liberia. And if you're following us by social media, hello to you wherever you are. This is your humble host, Michael Padmore. And this is once more Monday edition of LIB Fture TV. Thanks for joining us. If you're listening by radio, please turn your volume up just a little bit higher and pull someone closer. We have a lot to discuss. If you are joining us by social media, our Facebook, YouTube page, please share the show and let others listen in too. And you can't just be selfish with all this information, okay? But thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. And let's get the ball rolling, okay?
Yeah, Lavetta is here, but I think her camera has issues.
Okay, I was about to ask you right now if we have Lavetta with us. Okay, because we got to have Lavetta with us. Okay, so if she is mic'd up and ready to go, we will go to Miss Lavetta Davis, and she will bring us up to date on all of the news happening in our 43,000 square miles. Lavetta, go ahead.
Good evening and welcome to LIB Fture today's trending news stories. Cummings rallies opposition calls for united front against President Joseph Boakai government. The Alternative National Congress ANC political leader Edtion Cummings has called on Liberia's opposition political parties to unite ahead of the 2029 elections, warning that only a coordinated opposition can effectively challenge what he described as the failures of President Joseph Boakai's Unity Party-led government. Delivering the keynote address Saturday at the 22nd anniversary celebration of the Congress for Democratic Change in Zuaju, Grangeda County, Cummings urged opposition leaders to set aside personal ambitions and work collectively to rescue the country from what he termed worsening economic hardship, weak governance, and growing political division. Cummings noted that the ANC does not need an opposition that unites only to serve its own interests or to loot the country's resources. It needs an opposition with a clear vision, a common agenda, and a genuine commitment to transforming Liberia. Senator Dillon Timmins update on $19 million United States dollars cocaine investigation. Montserrado County Senator Abraham Darius Dillon has expressed concern over what he described as the prolonged silence of Liberia's joint security regarding the investigation into the reported seizure of cocaine valued at approximately $19 million United States dollars. In a public statement, Senator Dillon said the absence of official updates since June 9 has raised serious questions about the progress and credibility of the investigation. According to him, the prolonged and deafening public silence by the joint security investigating the over $19 million United States dollars cocaine case is becoming even more troubling. Senator Dillon noted that more than a week has passed without any public briefing on the status of the investigation, leaving citizens uncertain about whether meaningful progress is being made. He noted that no suspects have been properly identified, no criminal charges have been announced, and no arrests have been reported in connection with the case. Senator Dillon warned that the continued lack of communication risks eroding public confidence in the country's security institutions and feeling suspicious about the seriousness of the investigation. He stated that silence is no longer unsustainable, stressing that it is breeding public distrust and casting doubt on the seriousness and credibility of the ongoing investigation. The Montserrado lawmaker, however, called on the Joint Security to provide the public with an update this week, urging authorities to conduct the investigation without fear or or political interference. Grand Jide County Senator Thomas Yaya Nimblin accuses the Liberia National Police of acting in the interest of the ruling Unity Party, a line that officers failed to provide adequate security during the Congress for Democratic Change CDC 22nd anniversary and Militants Day celebration in Zuaju. Addressing supporters at the event, Senator Nimblin claimed that the absence of a visible police presence at the gathering reflected what he described as political discrimination against the opposition. He alleged that the police have become a regime police, adding that the police are being run by the Unity Party and its supporters. The senator further argued that President Joseph Boakai leads an entire nation rather than a single political party, urging the government to uphold Liberia's unity and maintain peace. According to him, security agencies should provide equal protection to all citizens, regardless of their political affiliation. Senator Nimblin also questioned the government's commitment to its campaign promise of rescuing the Liberian people, adding that if the government really came to rescue the Liberian people, the opposition would have seen their presence at the ceremony. Speaking to national politics, the senator urged Liberians to reject what he described as the dominance of the country's two political parties over the past 2 decades. He argued that both the Unity Party and the Congress for Democratic Change CDC have governed Liberia without delivering the level of progress expected by citizens. According to him, since 2005, the Unity Party and the Congress for Democratic Change have been in power. Now is the time Liberians embrace new leadership and give others the opportunity to transform this country. Despite his criticism, the senator also challenged the CDC to strengthen its efforts if it hopes to return to power, noting that it must work harder and demonstrate that it can provide the change Liberians are looking for. Former Liberian President George Weah accuses the ruling Unity Party of massive failure on promises made to the Liberian people. Speaking via telephone on the occasion marking the CDC 22nd anniversary celebration in Zuaju, Mr. Weah said the Unity Party promised to rescue and transform the lives of Liberians, but all they continue to experience is hardship and poverty. According to him, the Unity Party-led government under President Joseph Boakai is rolling back democratic gains, particularly against political opponents. He alleged that former officials are being prosecuted, free speech is under attack, and security forces are using brutality against peaceful citizens. He added that Liberia has also become a narco state, with government officials leading the charge in drug trafficking. The former Liberian leader also declared that the CDC is ready for 2029 while calling for opposition unity. He stated that the Congress for Democratic Change remains a formidable political force and is preparing for a return to power in 2029 general elections, while urging opposition parties to work together in offering Liberians what he described as a credible alternative to the ruling Unity Party administration. We have told thousands of supporters that the opposition must remain united and focused as the country grapples with what he characterized as worsening economic hardship and democratic setbacks. And Nima County Senator Samuel Koga is calling for a deeper investigation into the ongoing drug trafficking probe, arguing that the case exposes significant weaknesses in the country's security system. Speaking after the Cottington graduation over the weekend, Senator Koga said the alleged movement of drugs through Roberts International Airport raised serious questions about the effectiveness of security institutions, including the National Security Agency, the Liberia National Police, Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, and other agencies responsible for protecting the country's borders. He questioned how the suspected drugs entered Liberia undetected before authorities intercepted them as they were reportedly leaving the country. Drawing a comparison with a past case in South Africa, Senator Koga argued that security officials should be held accountable when criminal activity occurs under their watch. He said the government should examine the competence of officials responsible for airport and national security, maintaining that the investigation should extend beyond lower ranking personnel. Though President Walker has suspended 3 officials pending an investigation, the Nima County Koga said limiting the inquiry to a few individuals would be inadequate if evidence suggested broader institutional failures. He also cautioned against what he described as politically motivated investigation designed to shield those most responsible. The senator urged the government to conduct what he described as a thorough and independent investigation, stressing that any individuals found responsible should face prosecution through the courts. He said the president should consider suspending the heads of relevant security institutions to ensure the credibility of the investigation and restore public confidence. Senator Koga maintained that Liberia's response to the high-profile drug case would demonstrate the government's commitment to accountability and strengthening national security institutions. That was the latest news update from Liberia. My name is Lavecta Davis. Good evening.
You're muted, Mr. Pando. You're muted.
And thank you so much, Lavetta. Thank you so much for that beautiful, beautiful presentation. Thank you, and have a great evening. Have a safe evening, and we'll see you again next week, Monday. All right. So there you have it, people. That was us being brought up to date on everything that has been happening within our 43,000 square miles. There's a lot that has been happening, a lot in the news, Where do we start? So let's first of all, I would like to take this time to congratulate former President George Weah on, I believe, what was his 33rd wedding anniversary. For those of us who have been married for a long time, we know it's not always a cakewalk. So when you see people ahead of you in the process, and you're still trying to get to where they are, you must give them their flowers. So to former President Weah and Madam Claire Marie Weah, I want to say congratulations on your anniversary. And whatever you've been doing to put yourself together for a long time, y'all keep doing it, yeah. We're just sitting behind you. We'll talk plenty, but at the same time, we look up to you guys, and hopefully we'll get to where you're at one of these days. They can say, don't put your money in my people business. So to never not put our money in my people business. We'll just say congratulations. Whatever it is that we'll sit down, we'll look at with question. It's working for them. Find your own that working for you. Everybody can wear the same. But yeah, and for all those out there, our listeners in Radio Land who are celebrating wedding anniversaries, birthdays, and other milestones in their lives, we say congratulations. Keep it going, one day at a time. One day at a time. So there's a lot that's been going on in the news. We saw the asset recovery people. They took Madam Finabono to court As you all remember, she was indicted and charged with some misappropriation. I don't know if you guys can really remember from the first day. From the first day they open asset recovery, they be on final. From day one, they be on final. Soon they get in the key to the building. And as a matter of fact, they didn't even have building at that time. Sir. They were working out of the consular office, the consular law office. They jumped behind final. They started packing off in a car. You remember that morning? When they were going to where they started packing off in a Tesla, and they said they were going to confiscate it. They didn't go to court. They didn't get court order. They just thought say that they are the law of the land. They'll do whatever they want to. And so now we are not surprised. 3 years later, they stay behind FINA. They say FINA misappropriated funds. How much funds FINA had to misappropriate? How much funds the protocol office had? That the question there we're waiting to be answered. Because think about it now. How much money they really get protocol? And the protocol office falls under the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs. So you will indict the protocol officer, but you get nothing on the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, her boss. So how she stealing the money now? But you know, she was a big face in the CDC. And so it's not surprising that they go after personality instead of going after the fact, like following the money. But we saw them appear in court, apparently FINA out of the country. And when she returned, you know, they indicted her while she was out of the country in what legal they like to call in absentia, right? In her absence. Basically, that's what it means. We indict you in your absence. And they started to run around, all kind of plenty noise. Oh, we are going to file with Interpol. We are going to have her extradited back to the country, all kind of thing. You know? And from day one, CDC told us, FINA not running nowhere. FINA will be right back. You know, and FINA came back. When FINA landed, just like Samuel 12 before her, she went to the court. She proceeded to the court. She filed her bond and was released on her own cognizance. Now we see the asset recovery now, they are challenging her bond. My brother, you get case. You put a case in court. You can't just follow the case. You challenging bond again. For what? They say, oh, the property that FINA put on is not worth the money. My brother, if you really get case, go plead your case. Forget about bond. The woman here. The woman not going nowhere. Go plead your bond. Go plead your case. Go plead your case. Forget about the bond. Go plead your case. Let the court find her guilty. Don't go to jail. That's the process. But they will not see this with Samuel 12. You remember when Samuel 12 came back to the country from Ivory Coast? And he filed a bond. They started running behind bond. Right at that time, what did we talk? It was said the point now had any case that do not running behind bond for. We can't see the same thing again. They're running behind bond again. So we start to ask the question, you really get case? Because if you get case, where are you running behind bond on? Where are you running behind bond on? But that's what we see right now. So they appear in court. Both of them pleaded the case. The government, their position was that the property that FINA put up for the bond is not equal to the value of the bond. And of course, FINA lawyers argued against. Was presented before the judge. And I believe the judge is supposed to make his decision this Thursday. So we will see how that goes. But anyway, it just brings us back to just questions about this government. 3 years. You are halfway through your 6 years. You told us that the last government was ineptly corrupt, that they had stolen so much money. They had enriched themselves. This is what you told us. You told us that they were rogues, that they were criminals, and that you are going to prosecute them. 3 years have gone by. We have not seen one guilty verdict yet. Not a single one. None. 3 years. You stay running behind Bond. 3 years. You stay pointing finger. Really? Is this what Liberian people signed up for? Yo, come on now. Let's be real here. 3 years. You told us that the Hope Foundation, Claire we think was stolen money. You told us that Jowiya built 47 condos. You remember that? You told us Jowiya built 47 condos with Liberian people money. We're playing air now. How long it take to prosecute that one? This 47 condo, you can't go find it. Ask for the D. Ask for the transaction paperwork. Ask for the receipt. And verify if the man stole the money. Issue an arrest. Put him before a grand jury. Indict him. Send him to court. 3 years. 3 years. You ran after the finance minister, Samuel Fture. You show you have Samuel Fture in your sights. The people say Samuel Fture is not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty. Now you jump behind Fina. You remove the head of fisheries, Emma Glasgow. You remove the central bank president or head. You remove the head of NICO. You just remove people, ruin people's reputation, accuse them of misappropriation, and now one of them have been found guilty. I don't know why people are waiting for the sue the government. Do you understand it's libel for somebody to take your reputation and drag it through the mud and not able to prove anything? It's called libel. Then you sue them for damages. Because after you finish saying all the bad things about Fina, after you finish saying all the bad things about Emma Glasgow, who do you think is going to hire Emma Glasgow? People will be afraid to hire her. People will be afraid to take chances. They'll say, no, we want Emma Glasgow. We're not bringing her in our organization. The Liberian government said this about her. You just talking, you don't get no proof. But you just turn everything into politics. Everything are politics. And what you think? So now you get Fina. We'll see what will happen on Thursday. You only get 3 trials at this thing. You already strike out 1 with the finance minister. When you strike out 2 with Fina, you only get 1 more. When you strike 3, anything after that, we'll consider that as politically motivated. You get 3 strikes. 3 strike you out. You'll continue. We'll be on it. Speaking about Samuel Fture, what happened at the point when after they found the first one guilty, they jump. We send the man again for another trial. What senator? You not see them talk about it? You not see them talk about it? Oh, this the party government. And they told us that they were going to indict the man again, and they were going to carry him to court again. He might not leave the country again. This, that, the other. You try the man the first time, you not get it, man. You try that man the second day, you not getting the case closed. You finish, you can't touch it again. Anything after that, the international community will see that as politically motivated. That's how they look at those things. So that's why you see now they're scared. They're dressing their hand back. Because people are telling them. People are telling them. This time you're running behind. When you're indict that man a second time and you're carrying to court, in a court renders judgment to him as not guilty, you can touch him again. What you'll do now? If you can't catch Samuel Toy, you know you can't catch Joe Howard Taylor. If you can't catch Samuel Toy, you know you can't catch John Weir. You know you can't catch anybody else. So what are you gonna do now? But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll continue to watch. We'll continue to follow. I trust you all. You guys will follow with me, and we'll see what happens. Speaking about the CDC, we saw over the weekend that the CDC gathered once again, and I must congratulate them on I believe it was the 22nd anniversary of the Congress for Democratic Change. And they gathered in Sueju, Grand Gila County, to celebrate. But they didn't just gather. They invited the entire opposition to celebrate with them. And we saw the likes of Benani Yuri. And as I call the people in, I will try to remind you about what used to be. Sometimes when you see a thing coming from far off, I know people can see it with you, or people can just choose to be blind. After all of the friction between CDC and Benani Yuri, you remember all the friction between CDC and Benani Yuri? People could not see eye to eye. Today, CDC invited Benani Yuri to Sueju. And Benani Yuri honored the invite. Can you imagine? That should just tell you something coming. That's what that should tell you. Something coming. When you see people coalescing like that, putting all things aside, putting petty things aside, and coming together and saying, this United Party government cannot continue doing what they are doing, and you're not paying attention to it, there's something wrong with you. But we also saw the likes of Kabina Jane, former Justice Kabina Jane, not just any Kabina Jane, former Justice Kabina Jane. Former Justice Kabina Jane was invited to Sueju, honor the invite. You remember Kabina Jane? It was a CDC, right? Akaras Gray, that put forth the letter to begin impeachment proceedings of Justice Kabina Jane. It was under the CDC. It was a former representative, Akaras Gray, that put that letter on the floor, that resolution on the floor to begin impeachment proceedings of Kabina Jane that led to his removal. Today, Kabina Jane and Akaras Gray sit on the same stage. United Party, you see what coming here? When you see the people putting aside their long-standing disputes and the pettiness between them and they coming together, you see what coming for you here? Who else was invited? So Musa Belete was invited. When we want to talk about, look, Musa Belete and George Weah have always been friends. They've been friends from way LFA days. They've been friends. But Musa Belete and the CDC have not been friends. We all know that. When Musa Belete supported Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, from that day, CDC and Musa Belete have not been friends. Honorable Musa Belete was invited and he honored the invite, and he appeared in Swedru. He put his differences aside with the CDC and said, we must come together to remove this government and deliver unto the people of Liberia a true government that will deliver them. When you see people that are putting aside their disputes, let's not forget Amara Kone. Amara Kone was invited. And even though he could not make it, he sent a very positive message. Amara Kone, from way Popolu, across the whole country, was invited. You remember Amara? The man who, in the throes of the election, took over the war room of the United Party and was able to deliver the votes. You remember that scene? Because this is a scene that everybody will always remember Amara Kone for. When he was crying after they announced the votes. After they announced the winner. Before they were about to announce the winner, Joseph Boyka put everybody out of his room. Everybody sitting on outside. He wanted to be alone in his room. I don't know whether he was consulting his oracle or what, I don't know. I'm not there. But he said he wanted to be alone. The only person that was able to break that barrier to enter was Amara Kone. When history writes itself, it will speak of that time. That when the winner was announced of the 2023 elections, the only person in the room with Joseph Boyka was Amara Kone. In the future, when books are written and stories are told, only Amara Kone will be able to explain the initial expression of Joseph Boyka, because he was the only one there to witness it. The only one. They see Amara Kone was invited, but for being out of the country. But he sent his well wishes. He did not ignore it. He sent his congratulations. He sent his well wishes there. Let's not forget the Honorable Alexander Benedict Cummings was also invited. Not only was he invited, but he was invited to deliver the keynote address to the gathering. And so he did. All these people came together. And there were others. Simeon Fremont was there. There were many others that were there, and they all came together to make this happen. When you see people coming together like that to make things happen, when you see people coming together like that for one cause, to save the Liberian people from this rescue government, and you don't wake up yet, then you get a problem. They all came together. And Honorable Cummings spoke clearly about many things. So, you ask yourself, as many people have been asking, what's happening? A storm is gathering. You can feel it. You can feel it. I think even some of the United Party people can feel it because the whole weekend they sleep. They were just posting. Oh, me when we go Grange there. You know how I managed to follow all the events? I was just following the United Party people there. I was just following them because they were just posting. I said, yeah. You know, the Bible doesn't lie. I said there's no sleep for the wicked. There's no sleep for the wicked. They sleep the whole weekend. And Leo me, opposition will get together every single weekend. Because United Party will get pressure straight. They will get pressure straight. But Mr. Comey spoke about many things, you know. He spoke about himself from his humble beginnings in point 4 to rising to the second most powerful position in Coca-Cola, a $355 billion company. $355 billion company. It means that they main budget that you were operating on were in the billions. You were operating across international lines. Private jet that was a taxi. All hours of the night, moving. That they man, you say 1.2 billion he can't handle. La people you wake up, man. You wake up. Now, he asleep. You'll be sleeping. You'll be operating that money there. And with all of that, not a single drop of corruption. Not a single drop of corruption ever placed on him. You go to a company, you work there for 20 years. You put in your time, you put in your effort, you put in your talent. They raise you all the way up. That the man that said, look, and let me say I'm feeling dominating the white people in our country. Let me kind of give back to my own. Free. And I'm taking, I want salary. I want your money. You keep your money. That the one we are bluffing with. He was recently invited to Rwanda. The Rwandan government recognized the value of the man and invited him. Say, look, we're having an economic forum. We need you to come. We need your expertise. Rwanda, they recognize it. We that in Liberia, we're running around. You're serious? Somebody get to your free? You think Rwanda call that man general get it? You get Rwanda free? You think South Africa call? You think you get South Africa free? You're that year he get to your free. Say, free. I'm a Liberian. I'm born rare from point 4. I used to play football. I went to demonstration school. Just like everybody else. And you me here today. All the things I've learned, I want to impart it in my country. And people think, yeah. You're serious? But man, look, it was a grand old time. They had a great time. They had a very great time in Soweto. And they came back, last night. And everything went well. With praise God. People traveled. One year, but any serious mishap. And the program went all fine. So now we are looking to them to build on that coalition, to build on that activity, to build on that networking. Somehow, some way, this government must be put to rest 2029. Like Brentford Tire. Now, people wait another 6 years of this corruption, stealing, inaccountability. Another 6 years? No, we can't do that. Think about where you will be 6 years from now. Think about how old you'll be 6 years from now. I don't care how young you are. If you're in high school, you're in college right now. Think about it 6 years from now. Where do you want to be and where do you think you are going to be? Look at your big brother in front of you. See where they are. The University of Liberia just put out thousands of people, no job. Thousands of people, no job. What do you think will happen? You ready for your own? You right now, you in UMU. You in Stella Maris. You in AME. You think when you graduate tomorrow, what you think waiting for you? What you think waiting for you, Barbie? What you think waiting for you? Pull yourself together. Vote for somebody who has done it before and can come and do it again. Gone are the days that will vote for somebody who are living on loan. Gone are those days. We'll vote for somebody who made it, who sat among the white people then and were able to make it. And that person won. But it was a great time. I'm glad the CDC took up the opportunity. It showed maturity. It showed, that they deserve a place in the opposition, that they are not immune to opening up and inviting others into the umbrella stock. So we'll see what happens from here. We'll see how they're able to build upon it and how they're able to mount pressure on this government to do better. We'll definitely keep watching. There are a couple of people on our list that we really want to get on the show. We'll continue working on it. We'll continue building on it. And hopefully, within the next few weeks or month or so, we'll be able to get some of those people on the show to get them to clearly define, what's the outlook for the next 2 years before election. So we'll see what happens. But one of the things I really wanted to talk about concerning Swedru was the road. You heard that talk, right? Road. The party people came in when they plenty talk about road. Oh, the road is Swedru. The road is Swedru. You see, for me, I don't live long time. Don't forget it. Don't look at the far face. And I live long time. And I see plenty of things. I remember when I was just picking, and they used to talk about the Ganta Harper Highway. The Ganta Harper Highway. I remember that. As a matter of fact, I think actually, whether it was sometime either today or yesterday, Archie posted, and if any one of you are not following Archie P. Williams, you need to follow Archie. Because I believe it was today that Archie posted a copy of the Daily Observer. The Daily Observer was dated April. Hold on one second. I want to see it clear on my own abo. So I can't lie to you. It was dated April 22nd, 1983. I'm in the other count that far back. I think I had 43 years. 43 years ago, the Daily Observer front page talked about the Ganta Harper Highway. At that time, head of state Samuel Doe got on a bulldozer, what we call front loader now, and was clearing the day to start the Ganta the Ganta Harper Highway project. 1983. That same the project from Ganta to Harper. Guess where it passed through? From Ganta, Tapeta, Swedru, from Swedru, Fture, from Fture, Harper. That eroded. From 1983. It started 1983. Like the one Dole started. It started from Towerton. They've been working on that road. Today, Joseph Boyka can. In 3 years, he said he won't face the road. And then the Christian people were running behind. No, person, but I think he was facing the road. That road is almost as old as Boyka. Almost as old as Boyka. Boyka can never take accolades for that road. CDC can never take accolades for that road. Charles Taylor can never take accolades for that road. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf can never take accolades for that road. There's always been a process building to it. And the next government coming forward now will actually do the quota because right now they're there on it. Probably it's the next government now. Cummings government will come in and actually lay quota in that road. And then we'll finally have a completed Ganta Harper Highway. The same way, during my youth, we had the Bambangida International Highway from Po River all the way to Bo Watersa. For those of you who don't know, these are the things that you need to be educated about. Start listening to these people. They don't tell you truth. They don't tell you truth. You would think that this old man would be modest enough to appreciate those that came before him, to give them thanks. Say the royal will stay working on today. Where we now reach today, it would not have been possible if others before me had not dedicated resources to it. I think you thought that no. Wait, just in the end of the city, he didn't want to pay that road. But think about it. You're fighting over a road that is over 40 years old. Whereas all the roads in the country that need to be built, that have never been started, you ain't able to do that one. You imported 285 machines. The parking in Kiris Verena getting rotten. How long has it been since the machine been here? It's going on 6 months now. Then they brought the machine. It's going on 6 months now. Then they brought the machine. The parking. Brandon Samaga said he wants 55 million. Yeah. You see where we are, my people? You see where we are? So the machine parking. 285 machine. The parking. 285. The parking. What do you think now? What do you think? How do you think we'll manage something like that? But we own it. We are on it. We'll continue working with it. And we'll continue on the government back when it comes to such things. I wanted to bring up one more topic before I open the line for the first time to hear from you all. And that topic I wanted to bring up has something to do with the roads as well. You know, Madam Sirleaf, you must give her her props when need be. She did a really great thing. Because before her, the process of government, when it came to development, roads, the building of roads, it was the Ministry of Public Works. The Ministry of Public Works was one of the largest employer in the government. And the roads were being built by Public Works. And Madam Sirleaf sat for a while and said, no, we cannot continue doing this. We need to empower the private sector. So instead of Public Works building the roads, we're going to give out contracts to private industry to begin building the roads. That was a total change to government policy. over time, we've seen Liberians get involved in road construction. This is how you empower your people. This is how you empower your people. Somebody asked me, what do you think about the government bringing 285 machines into the country? I said, it's a big mistake. What are you going to do with the 285 machines? You're going to turn it over to the Ministry of Public Works? The first thing you do after you turn a machine over to the Public Works, Public will ask you for money. That's the first thing they'll do. They will ask for money. They have to maintain it. They have to hire people to maintain it. They have to hire people to drive it. They have to build somewhere to keep it. So the first thing that Public Works is going to do when you turn those machines over to them, they are going to ask you for money. That's what's going to happen. Eda, what happened? Eda, what happened? As soon as they turn it over, Brandon, some guys say we need 55 million for the first year. That is only the first year, people. Let me give you a cue when it comes to machinery. It only gets more expensive. The older the machine gets, it needs more maintenance. The more mileage, the more usage the machine does, it demands more attention. When you buy a brand new car, you buy a brand TV, you buy a brand new fan, you buy a brand new radio, you buy a brand new phone. How often that phone can give you hard time? You can barely give you hard time. But we now hold that phone there for after 1 year, 2 years, then the phone start acting funny. Because you now throw it down 2 times, you now put it on a pillow, you now put it in your pocket, you now hold it here, hold it there, or you now hold it in the ring. All of a sudden, the phone giving you a problem. Now you gotta be carrying the phone to face. You gotta be carrying the fan to face. You gotta be carrying the TV to face. That just how the machine will act on you. So if 55 million is for the first year, just know that next year it will be more than that one. And the year after that, it will be more than that one. So by the time we reach the 10th year, we'll be talking about at least $100 million that the government will need to maintain those machines. About $100 million. That's what they will need. Where did that money coming from? The machine will buy for 22 million. We come and start spending $100 million to maintain it. When a woman, you can't let it go now. Just think about it now. This had nothing to do with roads. It had nothing to do with helping the Liberian people. No. Somebody just wanted to eat of that skin deed at all. That's all it was. Somebody just wanted to eat their own. Nothing more than that. Nothing more. Somebody wanted their own. And that's where they were pushing for. And that's where we are. Private industry is the way to go. Private industry is the way to go. It doesn't matter whether it's 285 yellow machine. It doesn't matter if it is concession. It doesn't matter if we just building, we just painting. So, finance ministry need new paint. 26 coming, we need to paint the street. Private industry. Don't go hire government worker to paint the street. Bring in a private company to paint the street, to decorate the street, to put all the flags, all the things. That's what you do. Because you know what happened? Those people then, when they earn that money, they're going to take that money and do something with it. They will feed their families, pay tuition. School coming open. School coming open. This is what you do. You insert the money back. You infuse the money back into the economy. But what do we see? Every time we see this government, say it is reaching out to private industry, that private industry is a foreign industry. That's why you see they will look at LTMI and give them the license contract. The Liberian people can do that one. Do you know who that made lesson in America? Lesson plate. Do you know who that made lesson plate in America? The people in the prison, in the jail. Those hardcore prisoners that didn't want to make a lesson plate in America. They don't want to make a lesson plate in America. Then competent Liberian, you can't find it to make lesson plate. You go get out one again, the women. Are you serious? You need the party? You need government? Joseph Boyka? Like, are you really serious? So since we're approaching the top of the hour, let's see, as we wrap up, let's see if we can open up the phone lines and hear from you, our listeners, on what we've discussed so far. And then once we have done that, we'll come back and we'll discuss a little bit more about private industry. Okay? We'll discuss a little bit more about private industry, and we'll share more light on what it should look like. And then we'll end it off with, our World Cup discussion. We got to discuss World Cup now. World Cup is on. We got to discuss World Cup. The last time Jeff was not here, so we didn't hear his endorsement, which thing he for. So we'll hear from Jeff as well, which thing he for. We'll discuss Africa going home and whether our people are satisfied that South Africa is going home. So we'll do that. But for now, Jeff, can we open up the lines, please? Can you announce the numbers?
Yes, folks. So if you're there, the program you're listening to is LIB Fture TV here on Care Radio 95.9. Today is Monday, the 29th of June, 2026. It's time that you also make your point or you have your say on the following discussions so far by calling 0777 959 959 0777 959 959 0881 871 670 0881 871 670, and of course the WhatsApp line +231 777 959 959. Those are the numbers you can use. Let's go to the line and begin to take your calls. Good evening. Your name and where you call from.
Hello, good evening. How are you? This is Ibrahim Kumar calling from Mama.
Go ahead, Mr. Kumar.
Yeah, I congratulated you for the topic discussion tonight. And also congratulate CDC with our program in Grand Juda County. Every important thing in the society is the important one. We have a good people in Liberia, but we always condemn them. Concerned about Alexander Benedict Cummings. All over around the world, Cummings did not have no bad record. So I'm very, very happy of hearing what CDC is coming up with. If CDC can come up with this kind of good result for this country, well, CDC have been created, upgraded again for 2029. Because if CDC can use Alexander Cummings, well, Liberia have delivered from the evils. So it is very, very sharp tonight hearing this about Alexander Cummings and CDC.
Okay.
Very, very happy, my brother.
Mm.
What is for you is for you. Cummings is for Liberia.
Mm.
Can you imagine country like Rwanda hiring Cummings to go get and give them an idea for their country? Then what are we doing? Liberia have a great people, but we are not respected. We don't respect them, my brother.
Mm.
We don't know the importance of what God have gave this country. We the electorate, Let us wake up from our stubbornness and look at the features of Liberia. Not us, but our children. You know, after we always say, our slogan is not for ourselves, but for others.
Oh.
My brother, electric must wake up 2029 to deliver Liberia from the evils. Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much. Let's take this person. Good evening. Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, good evening, my dear brother. I'm Smith. My will I call you from District 12.
Yes, it's me.
Yeah, thank you so much, for the presentation. My brother, look, we have a president who has been in government cycle for more than 42 years. But Joseph Boaga in the presidency has not proven that he got experience. How can somebody who been in government cycle, who made commitment when you were coming to power, that you will run with back to go to the executive mansion? Our children will not be sitting in the street. And all of these things have become the contrary. In Liberia, Liberia may not able to manage 30 million agricultural machinery that Libya gave us. All of them left in the bush. That you able to manage 285-year machine. They they will be eating country money from the Waste and Means Committee become vice president. They go flash like when people in factory will go, yellow machine. That's not able to manage yellow machine. There are men who make manage AFL money, say he needs $51 million. But many people, they are confused. If the Nigerian second may say, Baka confused, he's actually confused. He does not know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. Wait, me? You able to manage your machine? You spend 222 million. But now you need 51 million to manage your machine. Are you serious? You're not making mockery? Is that out of, confused leadership style?
Okay.
Your waste 22 million on Dusty Road. In the kind of 21st century, is going to be breaking about Dusty Road? 22 million? Are you serious? That the experience, that the 42-year experience. Well, man, thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, this is Jerry Taylor. I'm calling from Canada.
Let's say, Jerry.
Let me tell you something. In this country, some of your feel that the country only belong to cities. They not belong to CDC. And we would tell when CDC were in power, you see how the country was running. Every money that they pour in a bank, people susu money, I will take it and use it. And the particular country, President Barker tried to put the country on the map. And citizens, how they feel, you just feel like people are stupid. We got young people that know what's going on in this country. You will never change the children and man. We got thousands of children and young people. And you see, when things were going, a lot of them, when cities were in power, there was not the way you see the country running now. You know how quota from Tapeta to Zwedu? Everything that when cities were in power, everything was going out of nothing was real.
So you get quota from Tapeta to Zwedu now?
Yeah.
Hello?
Let me tell you something.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Please, when you speaking to issues, speak with facts. Do you have quota from Tapeta to Zwedu?
No,
Hello? Can I?
Quota from Tapeta to Zwedu.
Do you have quota from Tapeta to Zwedu?
Yeah, quota is there now.
Okay, thank you. Quota is there. Good evening. Your name and where you call from?
My name is Samson Zondo. I'm calling you from PNZ.
Yes, yeah.
So, to the yellow machine issue that Mr. Sanvi was discussing earlier. I haven't seen this government or any government, in fact, this government, doing any project that is capital intensive, because he's talking about how to employ Liberians and make sure that money gets into their pockets. He's trying to talk about the circular flow of money, and that's exactly what I think the government is doing. When this yellow machine comes to the country, they're using it to build road. It's not a substandard CDC road that they build nationwide. It can last for less than 2 years, then it starts to spoil. When the road is built, it is there, and the machine remains, and it is only used for the maintenance of the road. That way, it is no longer the expensive that he's trying to discuss, like if it is 250 million this year, the following year it will be expensive because the machine will diminish. The machine will diminish, I agree. The brand new car that you even discussed, when you buy a brand new car, how long does it take before you change tire, before you change a spark plug or whatever it is? It takes some time. So people, when the government, when people are striving to build this country, we took it from the hands of people who are looting in this country, and this old man is trying to do something. People, Mr. Sanvi, then should come on the air and try to incite people to say things that they themselves know is not correct. When you are in the opposition, you don't have to be negative about everything. Why would he say bringing yellow machine to the country is a mistake? It was never a mistake.
Okay.
It's a very good deal.
Okay.
That it will help build roads, and then the machine remains just for simple work, little work, and it will be maintained.
Okay.
It's for the government of Liberia.
Thank you.
The same machine you're talking about, like Liberians going to work on it because the road is those projects they're doing, they are not capital intensive.
Okay.
They bring your human being who will come the portion of the road that human being able to take shovel and work, they will work there. People who supposed to use the cement to lay the sidewalk, they will do it. And money will enter their pocket. That's how government, or empower people.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, your name you call from where?
Yeah, I'm Henshaw. I came and I call from Johnsonville. Thank you, Care Family, for this all important discussion this evening. You see, this leadership lacking some aspect when it comes to appropriate leadership. That is why they are always trying to cover up all of their faults. But the Liberian people have too much eyes on them that they can't they can't have nothing that we are seeing every year, that about the 3 years that they have carried on their leadership here. We are very consistently watching because we know that time runs out of every man's hands. It is God who controls time. That is why he is before time. But every man that think they can try to manipulate time in their favor, they will feel themselves because they are not God. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. 0777 959 959 0777 959 959. This person. Good evening. Okay, let's go back to line 1. Good evening.
Good evening.
Ma'am Benlu.
Yeah, afternoon.
How are you, Mama? Welcome.
Yeah, thank you for all the saying, and thank you to my brother in the diaspora. Thank you for everything. You say well, and I congratulate my opposition party. Attending, thank you, many thank you, attending, and I tell Excellency Dr. German, thank you, congratulations, and congratulate your brother, and work on it to send on one table and talk concern about our country. Thank you, because I made that brought all the things, and I made here we are in show. They are nature. I'm a poor selling our own around, the talking plant. You pay a lot to for yellow machine. We can't see the yellow machine. You can't a lot to all. You will be work for the youth, no job. I must say our common sweeper, you pack me, you pay me. Then you talking all kind of yama. What you will do? And I'm speaking to the people who can say they are enchanted. 2029, you pack your enchanted. You vote for the leader that will be in a country what will do better for your life. You're the youth then because me are owner. You're the youth then. Like you will looking up to God, will looking up to you. Like you will care the country forward. Because when tell me you're going to father $10 for you to come vote for somebody. And that father $10 it's suffering you today. So it's suffering you, nobody to pay your school fee. Nobody to pay your wife fee. None of support worry about school fee, support pay about thing about graduation. No. You put your belly in a wheelbarrow. So 2029, you must be careful. If what you worry about people go send out to Nigeria. So. How about they draw your pin? Why a person being a draw? We can't get it me up to now. But I don't want to see the uno. We will fire Lengne. The Lengne will show the uno. We will fire Lengne on you for the uno need to come also. If you are not sure that person to us, because it will not damage our country going back in the God, where you must be suffering that people. Today's people are talking, they say red press going on again. Okay. They have nowhere today, they say red press going on, they start talking it today because of the small ring. Why the country must be there? Come on, Vita la 2 for 25. They get special Vita they call hunger la 2 for 25. We're not going to 2 for 50. Why the country is suffering there? Then when they ready, they can't talk better thing about the country. They will be going on. When somebody be friendly, then they will start taking it to put it on their head. You enjoy what you're bringing, you're putting on your head. They put it in your kidney. They put you in your someone in their private part. You're pulling on your head, putting in the media. Wow, that one of the United Party be Mediana over here. Me was talking about so now you hear my radio on. He said, but letting me alone was the possession on the whole government. I said, their own government here because they are tired to hear the people who want the people for them to do better, but the West now more than the people. Let it sanction their whole government. Me, I will be happy because their government not doing nothing good. So I thank you the afternoon, Papa.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Good evening.
Good evening.
Bako.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. I want to know, man. Okay, care family.
Member of the Intellectual Bureau. Unity Party Intellectual Bureau. Let's hear you, Bako.
For the Unity Party Intellectual Bureau Partition now. Shema, will you say?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let me tell somebody like you, the constitution gave to everyone. You have to set their power. You use that set their power in a place. To take around Kuro. So when can you there? You're flying the air. You're around road. You come in the pen, you hear the small. They kept message. What the message about to the people in our country? And thank God someone are working now. You talk about yellow machine. So you pray against development. Hey, my God, put it in a development control. Yellow machine going my country, where was that? And then I can go to Japan, go to town, do some else, I come by the same day. So I go. Put it in the family. Two people have
okay.
Yeah, the big yellow machine, they will take it. If we ever can't do what you can go, the water train went for water in the place. No confusion. Come to wild fee. No for one now, now for one now, man. They come to you saying one of the people in it. He said, yes, and somebody to be number 2. And today now, the single people, why are you today? What a message I try to put in a great people here. So, I'm going to yeah. We beg your old man, the other Peter Rao Mokabi. Papa, go to hell and development. My people, follow them on that default. So, I say your power. Nobody take your control for it.
Okay.
You people fooling. You people coming by again when you account. You people won't play only. You people, maybe that notion is king way, but you're just surrounding. That's what you're talking. I want to Chopaga for the trust. Everything I'm praying for.
Thank you, Papa.
Not to make our president somewhere.
Thank
but
you.
Give the power to the president. Put him out halfway.
Okay. Thank you, Papa.
Like
Thank
I'm more transition. Like I better control you. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Baku. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello?
Mohammed Donzo Fofana.
Yeah, Jeff, good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
And good evening to your panelists. Well, to the public, my name is Mohammed Donzo Fofana Jr., a person of Lofa County, a member of the Concerned Librarian for Justice. Well, Jeff, I want to appreciate your panelists this evening. He said it all, you know, about the yellow machine. You know, some of these guys are talking about development. You know what it takes to really maintain those machines. You know, you have agencies around, you have workers, you gotta pay them, and then you gotta maintain the machine. I know these guys, they didn't think before bringing that machine, they ain't saying that each time will get nine machine. You know what you're talking there? To control those machines then yearly. Yeah, and now you see the country are looking. You guys have, controlling this country. To really control this country, you guys still no development. And you're hearing somebody saying that the southeastern road is paved. You know what is pavement or what is glittering? You're wasting out $22 million. On that road. You're saying that southeastern road goes. You see videos that from Grand there. See the maps. Yeah. Where you whistle about put money, I say so Eastern Road School. You know, it's pavement. From Tapeta, from Gata to Tapeta, that was pavement. That we did a solid quota.
Oh, too bad, Mohammed left the line. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, is this Jusu?
No, this is Mr. Taylor.
Okay, Mr. Taylor, go ahead.
Yeah, we're discussing we should be real. This country, you see, the country are looking. We, the other party, are done well for this country. Even you like the government, people are seeing the reality. The international partner were not dealing with CDC because of the way they were behaving, because they noticed that CDC were, the way they were behaving, taking the country money, building their property, doing a lot of things, and what make the international partner no one respected it. But now, even most of the ministry, my CDC are in power. They were not doing the right thing, because you would just go, you look at international money, then you take it, you go and use it on your own. When they put out, you say you will pay. But this government is not behaving like that. So when we're talking things, and what going, the development are going on. But you see, when you hate something, you say a lot of things, but the international partner are seeing what going on. And even you against the government, at times you talk the truth. We must pay, talk all our things the government are giving, but he said the government is sometimes had above the CDC government. Because CDC are not doing the right thing. So even you look at the government, even you get mad, you say all our things, you can see. You can see what's going on. It is not, or being thing that the people are doing. The people are working. You like the government, or you like the government, you say all our things. Hey, live with me. Because, in politics, once I against you, I will say all a lot of things about you. But you people that are international partners are going, they're watching what's going on.
Okay.
The government is carrying on a lot of development in this country. The government is doing things that the past government, the rock that did not break, the government is doing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good evening. Good evening. Yes. Yeah, Nina, you call from where?
I'm thinking about calling from Canada.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you see, people are said it all, but if I just want to say something, The other people were just angry. But to be honest, the more mature and responsible government we have seen was the CDC government, and I will defend it. The CDC government was in power when the Unity Party was protesting around here. In fact, directing the international community that they should stop all support to the CDC. But CDC was there fighting the struggle. But then CDC are not even going to any international community to say, look, we want people to sanction this government. They are not happening. To tell you, CDC was even in the interest of Liberian protest, even the Unity Party. Okay, let's come to somebody say WASI. Since 1997, Liberian been holding WASI. We are King Power. He start paying from when he's coming. He start paying up to the time he into anyway. As the wire ball was on the radio, he said now CDC government only. It was very clear. So when people saying things around here, they don't want to say things. And one thing I would tell people, we pay our way. We want to look when we do our voting team back. But I am now going back to vote the Unity Party just because of the traffic management team. To be very frank, because it's almost a curriculum and want to control the whole government, and we did not vote the Unity Party for one point to control the government.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Maybe we'll take one or two more, and then we'll go back to Mr. Partmore. 0777-959-959. If you just tune in, the program you're listening to is LIB Fture TV here on Kia Radio 95.9, and the numbers are 0777-959-959, 0881-871-670, and +231-777-959-959. These are the numbers you can use to be a part of the conversation here tonight on LIB Fture TV. A lot of conversations, and of course, you're there, we're here to pick please, of course, or better still, we go back. But let me take this person before going back to Mr. Partner. Welcome. Your name and where you call from?
Hello?
Hello, you live. Your name and you call from where?
Yeah, my name is Abraham Harris. I call from New Jersey.
Welcome, AB.
Yeah, you see, one of the things, the people that are saying, they say, what you will do for your country, not what your country will do for you. You see, when I see some Liberians, criticizing the government, saying something about the government, not doing nothing, they can really hear me. Go see people. Go see, how they call the election commissioner. Go see the kind of renovation, go see the kind of thing. Liberians, they politics business, they politics, you don't put our country first and forget about the politics. When someone got in power, when they're doing things, I want to put guys in, they say, when someone do something, when they do something, they back.
Hello. Okay, we lost it there. But this person, good evening, welcome.
Yeah.
Your name and you call from where?
I'm calling from Nagatown.
And what is your name?
My name is Maurice Grace.
Welcome, Maurice. Let's hear you quickly.
All right, all about talking about Unity Party government. And I look at the government, I think it is very fine because even our rubber setup, we're seeing things going on gradually as people getting their leave over that we are done, things were fine, even money bidding was high. That take other people from in business. But today, at least, things fine. We can thank God for the women, okay? We that do the rural area doing our leave farming and things. Everything fine. We can get our leave over that for all week from the rubber setup. So I thank God for okay.
Okay.
So those are the government are fine and be with them. When I have a child play again no more.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. This last person, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Your name and you call from where?
Yes, you could calling from Bible.
Let's hear you lead.
Well, my point here tonight is that there are people with
Can you please be audible? We're not getting you. Sounding very low.
Yeah, you getting me now?
Go ahead.
Yeah, there are sometimes, some color when you relax and listen to radio, it's something you will bring out water. Just relax and listen. It can cause us to call. And these things that runs our country. We have an elderly man today that we all supposed to be respecting in this country. But his attitude before coming to power even surprised many of us. But when people asking today, you don't see the government doing this, you don't see the government doing that. The government doing. You just went and try to compare some money away from here to Ghana. People here again. The president, we are 530 kilometers of road here. State. What today? He was in the opposition. He went in America and told people that we are what the Missile. He never even encouraged the men to see that something was happening here. We are where a gigantic hospital in Babylon. They talk about development. Yes, the military, you now know our military building. We have no military hospital here. We have created a military hospital for us. For believing in the border. Because then the fact that things before there. When they talking about development, people when you make things to power and show people a job, grow people places down, put people into hardship, more property than that's about. The moment is just as it's even to even like Nigerians to be, it's unable. It is the CDC government now and CDC as a party trying to put Nigerians together. Nigeria is greatly divided honor of Jesus brother. A very shameful thing to see happening on an old elderly man, what we call a statement. Became something good that is happening here for us in Nigeria. Very bad, my brother. Very bad. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Mr. Patmo, it's back to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jeff. Interesting comments. I want to thank you all. Those who agree with me, but most especially those who do not agree with me, I want to thank you. We appreciate you. I do this for you. I come on here and I take 2 hours out of my day and I do it for you. Because through conversation, through interaction, we can deliver the information that you need to see for yourself what is happening. To my friend in the rubber industry who getting a little $5 now, my brother, as Liberians, we have to start thinking bigger. Same was small. We've been thinking God for $5. What time was I eating $100 now? What time? Look around us. Look at Sierra Leone. Look at Guinea. Look at Ivory Coast. Look at Burkina Faso. Look at Rwanda. That $5 will just be on. Look at your mini stores. You tell God, thank you for the old man. Fine. Tell God, thank you for the old man. The car the old man riding costs $1 million. You telling God, thank you for $5. Your legislators. Next year, a car year. They come and get each one of them $45,000 to buy a new car. You telling God, thank you for $5. Every single month, they carry home almost $10,000. Yet you thanking God for $5. What time you, that money, the $45,000, do you know that your money? Government not making any new money. This is your money. The money that's supposed to come to you. They take it, then they give you $5. Then you say, hey, tell God, thank you for $5. Then the man there, the person that's supposed to be serving you, he riding $1 million car. And he said, God, thank you for $5. We need to start thinking bigger. We need to start thinking clearer. We can't keep doing this to ourselves. Well, we just accept that we are a poor country and we should be thankful for $5. Liberia is a rich country. We should $5 can't pay your rent. $5 can't pay your children's school fee. $5 can't send your children to school. It can't send your children to hospital. Nothing. Tell God, thank you for $5. Why am I do this to ourselves? Why? Like we know anything better? We want better thing for ourselves? That's the question. Because if we want something better for ourselves, then we have to start demanding more from our government. And that's where we come from. We need to stop being satisfied with $5 and say we want $100. Money there. We want $100 now. If you're not able to put $100 in my pocket, if you're not able to open the way for me to make $100, then my brother, move. Let somebody else come there that can open that way, so I can make $100. I too, I want ride a car. I too, I want sleep in nest house. I tired sleeping in heat. I tired sleeping in heat. Let me enjoy too now. That's my resources. Why your woman be enjoying? You ain't government, your woman be enjoying. You only a woman around fan car. Only a woman sleeping in air condition. Only a woman being concrete house. What about me too now? What about my children that are coming up? They deserve something too? They don't deserve anything? I live in Zinho. My children live in Zinho too. God forbid. God forbid. I want better thing. I want better thing. And that's what we need to start demanding from our government. And tell them, if you're not able, it's okay. Flower. If you're not able to give me better thing, you coming to me with $5, I want $100. If you're not able to give me that one, then move. Let somebody else come there who can give me that one. It's as simple as that. That's how it works. Now, let me talk about this. I heard a lot of people here talking about, the yellow machine. Let me speak to my dear brother there that was talking about the yellow machine and, the yellow machine will open the day road in river says. My brother, can you name me one thing, a single thing that government has done and done it good? Anything? Nothing. Government, look, the only thing government does and does well is politics. Government does not do anything well. When I ask you right now, what is the least hospital in the country? You'll say that government hospital. If I ask you right now, what is the least school in the country? You'll say that government school. So when I ask you, what do you think about government? If government they can't run hospital, they can't run school. These are the people that you say will build road for you. Government doesn't know how to do those things. That's why you see private school better than government school. That's why you see private hospital better than government hospital. I see human being running there. They're not special people. I see human being. But when government put a hand in something, let me tell you a short story. When I was a small boy in Montreal, during the 1980s, we only had one telephone company. It's called it Telecom. Liberia Telecommunication Corporation. The head office there was on 18th Street, opposite Carabatis. They played the head office there. They used to be passing all around in the green vehicle there. The people that had telephone in Liberia, I swear to God, in the whole country, not really 1,000. The people that had telephone that were working, not really 500. We struggle. As soon as government say, you know what happened? The telephone business, let's tell our hand from inside. Let's give it to private people to do. Low around you. Everybody get phone. Pimpin' Rider get phone. That market woman selling her better, but she get phone. Everybody get phone. Cheering and all get phone. You think that government do it? Government been running telecom, nothing who they able. As soon as we turn it over to private industry, everybody gets cell phone. Everybody can. Even if you get your left flip phone, your left button phone, you can afford your left button phone. That's private industry. That's how it work. You see the LEC that will fighting with every day? If government turn LEC over to private industry, they like business you're talking about every day will stop. They blink, they Christmas there, it will stop. It will stop. If you turn water and sewer over to private industry, water will flow. It will flow. That's what happens. Because private, you see, let me say give you the concept. You see, right now, the poor LEC, whether they bring there, they will take it. Government issue check. They will take it. But you know what happens when they turn to private company? If you bring there, you make money. If you not bring there, you not make money. So you have an incentive to always bring there. Because you know, if let go for 1 hour, you're losing money. So you do everything possible to make sure the let stay on. Because as long as that let is running, you're making money. And that private industry is. That's the idea behind the whole thing. What are that water, that light? You know what? Lone Star, Orange, you know why everybody gets cell phone? Because the more people that hold phone in their hand, the more data they will buy. The more minutes they will buy. The more minutes they buy, the more minutes they use, the more money Orange made, the more money Lone Star make. So if they got to get a phone away almost free, they'll get to you almost free. You know, people will make that money, You can't buy money. You can't buy data. That player will make that money, That's how private industry work. You go bring yellow machine, run a yellow machine packing. You think that our private industry, you think that our private company that has spent $22 million on yellow machine, you think I'm going to send that $22 million I'll be sitting there right now? No. They finish finding drawer. They finish finding contract. They'll be all around here. Creating row, rain, sun, dry season, rainy season. They were going to be all around. Because understand, once they tire of that yellow machine moving, they're making money. When it stop, the money stop. Government don't care. That government, none of their money. None of their money. Whether that machine go and go, guess what happened? The public welfare minister, you think you're not pay? You pay. You ain't get time. It may not different to him whether you go or ain't go. You will stay more in, you will stay pay. Tomorrow morning when we wake up, you will stay getting in an expensive car with his siren and his bodyguard, his driver, and go where you want to go. It doesn't make any difference to him. But if that was private company, that making sleep in there. He thinking how he'll pay his workers. Because the yellow machine packing. That will be his worry. How will pay the people when more in? I got to get that yellow machine working. I got to get it going. The old Brandon Simon can tell you, say, that yellow machine will not move probably until next year. You not get time. Every month, they already get in position. They get in a blue letter. Every month, Brandon Simon can taking pay. Government owing. You taking pay. No, you not get time. Whether the machine move today, move December, move next year, move 2029, you not get time taking pay. This is how government works. But you think Brandon Simon got working for a private company, and the 4 months pass, and the company that made money. Chief, they fire you quick. Quick, they fire you. Say, man, go send them, please. We want to bring somebody here who will make money for us. You think the money will pin you where? You think we'll find it from in the sky? Look, instead of taking out the people money, go buy a yellow machine to pack it. If you want to face the role, why you can't just get a contract on? Now, you ain't got to go buy a yellow machine. Just get a contract. So, oh, we want to open a road in River Cess. Who will take that contract? See the number of construction companies will be running to take that contract. They will take the contract. They will buy their own yellow machine. They will find their own driver, their own mechanic. They will buy their own spare part. They will find someone to pack it. They don't want to be worried about that. It will not be government problem. Or the only communication they will have with government is how much you pay us to open that road. That whether the machine break down, whether the machine get driver, that's not our problem. That's not our business. We'll give you contract, my brother. Hurry up with our contract. You pass the burden, the problem over to the private company and make it a Liberian company. That's the last thing I wanted to go to before we go to our worker issue. I'm not just here asking government to engage the private sector and to give those contracts to the private sector. Give it to Liberians. There should be no foreign construction company in the country right now. We're not building skyscraper. We're not building how you call it, bridge in the sky. Now normal road on the ground. You tell me you can't find a Liberian company to do that? So how, now that the government has gone ahead and bought the machine, what do they need to do? Somebody might ask, okay, the machine here, Nachi, the machine here. The machine already here, what would you do? This is what the government needs to do. The government needs to include the machine in the contract. What do I mean by that? You say, look, we want to open up these 12 major roads in Lofa County. Who won the contract? When the company comes and say, oh, I want to bid for that contract. They say, okay, fine. We will provide a yellow machine to you as part of the contract. So if you're charging all 10 million, you got to reduce it because we will give you the machine to use. And when you don't the machine, it's for you. So just buy the machine from us one time and go to your contract. And that's how you get rid of the machine. That's how you get rid of the 55 million every year. That's how you get rid of it. Sell the machine. Make the machine part of the package. So if you're charging me 10 million, and I say, okay, but I have 10 machines ready for Lofa. Each machine costs this amount. And we insert it into the contract. Are you okay with that? Or you say no? You're not okay, you dress right, dress. Let somebody else who okay step up. That's how you get rid of those machines. We're all losing. That's how you retrieve your $22 million. Okay? Because you will save that $22 million in contract. So instead of paying that man 10 million, maybe you end up paying 8 million. You save 2 million over there. Then you turn to the next man in Bon County. You say, yeah, we get 9 machines for Bon County. We get 15 because the original amount is 15 machines. Right? So you say, we get 15 machines for Bon County. Say, okay. But the contract for Bon County, that's 16 million. But we'll give you 16 machines to work with the contract. So we're not giving you 16 million. We're not giving you 12 million. We'll save 4 million on that side. That's how you start saving. When you add all that money up, you come to your 22 million. That's how you get out of such a bad deal. Then you can turn now to the Liberian government and say, no, we made mistake. We made mistake. And we went in rush. But we're able to retrieve your 22 million. So Liberian people, you not lose anything. The 22 million, yeah, we'll put it in a general coffers and we'll use it for something else. The people will get in a contract. That's how you save yourself from something like that. But if you play high and you decide to say, oh, government gonna do this, now you gotta build motor pool. Motor pool just mean garage where the mechanic then can work and service the car. You gotta build 15 because you get it in 15 different counties. So you gotta build 15 different motor pools. Then you have to hire drivers for those 285 machines. Then you gotta turn around now and bring in spare parts. And then you gotta distribute, or what you can say, distribute the spare part among all the 15 counties. Then you gotta turn around now and hire mechanic. And you can hire mechanic. Then today the mechanic in Bopolu. Then tomorrow you send a mechanic to Lofa. Then you leave from there, you send a mechanic to Bonka. No. Bopolu gotta hire their own mechanic. Lofa gotta hire their own mechanic. Bonkane gotta hire their own mechanic. Nimba gotta hire their own mechanic. What time you finish hiring all the people? Then you put all the people on government payroll. And you know the thing about government payroll, whether you work, you don't work, you still get paid. Whether you can't work for 30 minutes, you can't work for 2 hours, you still get paid. You see the problem? So now the mechanic now, whether he face the yellow machine when it's spoiled or he face it, you will still get paid. So you just chilling now. Then we just pay. We the Liberian people, we just pay. Then I said, but what we in so? The money just going and we can't see nothing. This is why government has bad schools. There's not to say there's no good teacher in Liberia. There are good teachers in Liberia. There are very good teachers in Liberia. But all of them work for the private school. All of them work for private school. You think there are not good healthcare workers in Liberia? There are very good healthcare workers in Liberia. Most of them work for the private hospital. Because there is something about earning your money. When you go to private school, when they say it's 7:45, all the teachers in there. You go to government school, so when they come in 8:30, 8:45, you just happy they're there. This is what happens. So to my dear brothers out there, we don't have any female call in today. I want to encourage the females. Next week when I come, right? When I come, we will see if we can encourage more females to call in. We want to hear from our female listeners. You'll call in. We want to hear from you. Next, we will make sure we remind you guys. But my dear brothers who called, look at what has happened in other countries. Continuously. Private industry is what drives the economy. People don't get rich on government job. That's why they just steal. But you go into private industry. So now you have a Liberian company that has a contract, the billing role. Guess who they're going to hire? They'll hire Liberians. And they will hold the people accountable. You go work for government, yeah. That government, man. That government, me. Government, boom. I also say, when playing football, we play, we say, oh, that mean a government, boom. I tell you what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, we knew what government boom was. And the same thing today. But this is what we need. Ellen Johnson recognized this. For some reason, Boyka does not recognize it. And this is why we have our problem. But I really wanted to take the last few minutes and I wanted us to talk about the World Cup. As you guys know, the World Cup is on. And the World Cup is on, and the second round, the knockout phase, the round of 32, that is commonly called, has started. The first team to be eliminated of the round of 32 was South Africa. I'll be the first person to admit I was actually rooting for South Africa. I wanted South Africa to beat Canada. Not because I'm happy with the behavior of South Africans and their xenophobic attitude towards other Africans. No, that's not why. But, you know, they are only footballers. They are only footballers. They just love the sport. These are not politicians. These are not Zulu warriors. They are merely footballers. They just love the sport. So whether they are South Africans, they are Iranians, or they are from Russia, Ukraine, they just love the sport. I don't believe we should extend our political feelings, expressions to mere footballers. They don't deserve it. They're not making no decisions. You know? And so because of that, I felt, you know, that need. I'm like, look, you know what happened? Beyond that, they're Africans. Yeah, they can be a stupid, but they're still Africans. You know, like you get out one relative, you know, that can just ask stupid sometimes, but that's still your brother, that's still your cousin, you know, that's still your nephew, that's still your uncle. So I found myself cheering for them. Unfortunately, they lost in extra time. Or we'll call injury time. We would like to call injury time in Liberia. 2 minutes into injury time, they consider a goal. Foolish goal to go, not anything impressive. But anyway, they consider a goal in time. They ran out of time. And that's how it ended for them. They are headed back to South Africa. And and that's it for South Africa. But we do have other teams that are in the running. Morocco is playing today. And we have other teams that are going to be playing as well. So let me hear from my producer. First of all, Chief, what are you thinking about the whole South African debut and the South African exit from the World Cup?
Well, Mr. Partner, truth be told, I haven't actually been following. I've now watched a single match since the World Cup started.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll be honest. But the truth is that since I started doing myself and I started following soccer, football, I've always followed two teams in the World Cup. Number one is the South American team, Brazil.
Yeah.
And number two is the African team, Cote d'Ivoire. Yes, those are the two teams that I've always, followed, and I just love their style of playing. But I have now watched, but you lay your basis for which South Africa. But me, I was actually against South Africa participating, so I was wishing that they didn't even reach anywhere. Yeah, thankfully, because looking at the way they're treating their fellow Africans, especially in their own country, and given the fact that tomorrow is the D-Day, the deadline for Liberians and other Africans to remain in their country.
Yeah.
So let them go back and just stay. So that's all I can say. It's good that they're out and they're out for
Wow. For me, what has been the most disappointing part is that the government of South Africa has not stepped up to protect the visitors in the country. I think that has been very disappointing. Very disappointing. You cannot just allow angry mobs to carry out such in your country. It says such bad things about it. That's why I've been really disappointed. But we do have, first of all, 9 teams advanced to the round of 32. 9 teams advanced. 9 African teams advanced to the round of 32, which was extremely joyful for me. I wanted to be honest with you. I wanted to be more than that one, but I was okay. I don't think Tunisia was ready for the round of 32. Yeah, and I just it was what it was. But I was excited for the 9. Out of the 9, we have 8 left. We're hoping at least 4 out of the 8 can make it to the next round. We are hopeful. My bet is on Senegal, the Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Morocco. I'm betting on those 4 teams. When it comes to Egypt and the Congo, we'll see. They might be able to. I mean, they're pretty tough matches. They have some pretty tough matches. Morocco is going against Holland today. Well, we say the Netherlands. We call them Holland. The Ivory Coast is going to go against Norway. And for you, all the City fans, y'all know Norway. Yes. Congo is going to go against England. Senegal is going to go against Belgium. I mean, so all these teams, these are these are top-rated single-digit teams. But I still have a lot of hope, in that process. And I think they can pull it off. I'm definitely praying for them. I'm definitely wishing for them. I'm cheering for them. Now that South Africa is going, now we can feel free, right? We can cheer for the rest of them and to see if they go through. But for you out there, I hope you guys are enjoying the World Cup. And yes, as Liberians, as happy as we are to see our African brothers, as happy as we are to see our West African brothers, whether it's Cape Verde, Senegal, Ivory Coast, Ghana, in the fight, we must ask ourselves, man, Liberia, what happened now? We're hoping, that something can be done. We witnessed the recent LFA elections. They re-elected Raj back, and the Ministry of Sport has a new minister, Madam Kra, and we'll see if they can team up and do something. I grew up in the 80s. I'm a 80s baby, so I experienced Lone Star, the real Lone Star. I experienced the throes of winning, of that basic lesson of invest in a team and see what they can do. And I saw Samuel Doe invest in Lone Star. Actually invest in them. Those guys never used to lack for anything. They used to travel all over the world. Go Brazil for 2 months. They will go train. They'll go train in Brazil. When you see the minute come out, like, wait a minute. And then you saw the result. It was just basic invest, result. And then for some reason, the following governments have not been able to make that connection between invest, result. Whether it's soccer, whether it's education, whether it's healthcare, they haven't been able to make that. So we're hoping they catch on. Like the president like to say, God not making new this. God not making new idea, man, people. The idea already there. They got to implement it. That's what it is. But anyway, to our listeners out there, it's been great. It's been a great 2 hours hanging with you. It flew by. We had great conversation. Join us again. Next week, Monday, we'll be here. And like I said, those people on that list are behind them. I will bring them here in front of you. So you can get on the telephone and you can call them and ask them your own question. We'll do that. But for now, I want to thank you for listening to us here on Liberia Fture TV, brought to you by Care FM 95.9. We'll be back next week, Monday, again with the Monday edition. We kick off the week. We get the week going. We have programs throughout the entire week, Monday to Friday. So stick with us, 7 p.m. as usual, and we'll be back to bring you great programming. Until then, Jeff, thank you so much. We appreciate you, and you have a great night, my friend.
Okay, Mr. Palmer. You too.
LIB, stand up. Take me back to Liberia, where the drums still play my song. Take me back to my homeland. It's the place where I belong.
LIB Fture TV, giving voice to progressive Liberians, speaking about politics, entertainment, and local news.